Senator RINOs Sneakily passed new bill that gives illegal aliens and their children the right to. If one were to ask US citizens who are taxpayers if they would be willing to increase the taxes in order to pay benefits to illegal aliens with children, the answer would likely be no. Americans are generous people even toward those in other nations. However, paying benefits to those who break our laws to enter our country is not something that makes much sense. Word of such gets out, and then we end up with more attempts at illegal immigration. This very issue has emerged as a point of contention in the tax bill currently being negotiated by the House and Senate. The House version of the bill requires that parents must furnish their own valid Social Security number to claim the child tax credit. This would obviously prevent illegals from claiming the credit, at least not without committing a crime such as furnishing a fraudulent SSN. The Senate version somehow dropped that requirement. No one has fessed up to making the change yet. However, the Senate does have its share of RINOs who are not with President Trump nor those who voted for him. They are much closer to Mr. Obama's position on immigration issues. Could one of them be the culprit? Evidence emerged Monday, as Republicans celebrated the Senate's passage of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. That small changes were made in the Senate to the bill's language, which would allow illegal aliens to continue to claim the child tax credit. Preventing the use of this important credit by illegals was a priority for some of the Republican tax reform plan's most ardent supporters. Under existing law, one does not need a Social Security number, SSN, to claim the benefit, but can substitute an individual taxpayer identification number, ITIN, as illegal aliens frequently do. We see the problem, and Congressman Luke Messer provided the solution. Rep. Luke Messer made sure that a fix to this long-standing discrepancy was included in the House version of the tax bill. When the bill came out of Chairman Kevin Brady's RTX House Ways and Means Committee, it included the language Messer originally inserted, demanding a credit claimant include the taxpayer's Social Security number on the return of tax for such taxable year. This language would have blocked illegal aliens who lack real SSNs from claiming the lucrative benefit. But somehow this provision does not appear in the Senate version. Yet when the Senate marked up the bill, the language was tweaked to allow some illegals to continue to claim the benefit. The text of the version the Senate eventually passed reads, "No credit shall be allowed under this section to a taxpayer with respect to any qualifying child unless the taxpayer includes the name and Social Security number of such qualifying child on the return. N of tax for the taxable year, emphasis added. The difference is not mere semantics. Many illegal aliens have children with SSNs. This includes the US-born children of illegals, commonly known as anchor babies, alien children who have US permanent residency, and so-called dreamers who, while themselves illegal aliens, have SSNs due to former President Barack Obama's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals DACA executive amnesty scheme. One might rightly point out that if the country had been diligent in preventing illegal immigration and in deporting illegals, that this problem would not exist. Unfortunately, it does. Someone in the Senate is not being forthcoming at all. It would be interesting to learn who is responsible for the change in the wording in the Senate version. More important, however, is restoring the original wording that Mr. Messer inserted into the House revision. The RINOs can wait.